What's up, everyone? I am TokuTylor, and today we will be talking episode 12 of Lupinranger vs. Patoranger. This episode was an improvement compared to last week's. Definitely better plot, a bit more serious, and it's weird how we get, a serious type episode with the Lupinrangers, but when we focus with the Pato we get silliness. I feel bad for the Pato at this point, but maybe they'll get a serious episode eventually. But this episode 12 was better, I think, in my opinion at least. So we start with this young boy, Yuki, running track and trying to get faster. There's this track meet, this race he's getting ready for, and he wants to win. And because for obvious reasons, you want to be in first place, but this is what he's trying to accomplish. It's what he's trying to accomplish in this episode. So we then go to the Pato with an alert. They're being alerted about a gangler sighting, and we then see that the gangler is like moving very fast around the map and from place to place, making it hard to track him. So obviously there's speed involved. He's really, really fast. There's a kid who runs track, so obviously it's some sort of speed thing. So Yuki, the boy, is walking in the city, and the gangler speeds past him. The gangler is called Genko Copamino, which is a fun name. I like that name. And this is when the Lupinrangers catch up to him. They've been, obviously following him and everything once they found out about him, and they catch up to him using their vehicles. Lupin Red and Lupin Blue start telling him how fast he is and how much greater his speed is from everyone else's, making him feel good and everything. And this allows Umika to sneak up and take the accelerator collection piece from him, right, literally from under his nose, because his safe is like on his stomach or something, and it's really cool. But the collection piece, is a repainted chronomorpher for you Time Force fans. I don't know what it's called in the Japanese version, but I know it is a chronomorpher. But it's basically gold with the green part to it. But anyway, I don't know what is with these repaints recently, but it's fine. The Gangler sees Lupin Yellow and knocks it out of her hand. Yuki then picks it up, knowing it makes the Gangler run fast, and he runs away with it. Not like super speed or anything, but he just grabs it and runs with it. He just runs away. And then the Gangler and the Lupinrangers disappear, leaving the Pato as usual, leaving the Pato behind. But anyway, and Touma chases after Yuki, but loses him because he's very, very fast kid. But he then follows him to a hospital where Yuki is visiting his friend Haruka. She's in a wheelchair, like she can no longer walk, and he's visiting her, and Yuki wants to show her nothing's impossible, and he's gonna show her this by winning the race he's in. So this is his reason for wanting to win so bad. It's not just a personal thing to get first. He really wants to like show her, that you can follow your dreams. He wants to win and make her happy, like a good friend does. Touma hears all of this because he's eavesdropping, obviously, because he's a thief. He's nearby, and he follows Yuki. Yuki has hidden the collection item somewhere, and he reminds Touma of this fairy tale, this story about the collection piece, as it turns out. Kogure shows up at the bistro when they're talking about it with this picture book about it. Apparently, the author of the book was rumored to have known Arsène Lupin, the man who collected the collection and everything, and Touma's fiance loves this story. So we see a flashback about her with the book and talking to Touma about how fairy tales can motivate you. They can prepare you for real life's hurdles, I guess. I don't know why I said hurdles, but fairy tales can motivate you in life, is what she's saying, and Touma shouldn't really ignore what, the power of belief can do, basically. Sorry if that explanation was weird, but anyway, I'm just talking about the episode, that's all. Touma then comes up with a plan to get the piece back and also motivate Yuki, which is really cool. Yuki goes to check on the piece where he hid it after Touma. He throws one of those Lupinranger cards, and it sticks to this board in Yuki's room, and it basically says that tomorrow he's gonna take the piece before the race. And so Yuki goes to check on it where he hid it, and it's still there. So he was just worried, and that'll be important. That'll be important in the future of this episode. So the Pato then start talking about Genko's speed. Sorry, I had to swallow there. His speed coming from his collection item and how it was taken from him. I don't really get this scene. I guess it's just to put the Patorangers in the episode. But they're basically talking about how he doesn't have his speed anymore, so it should be easier to defeat him. But then there's these bombs that he also uses that are very, very dangerous. They're highly explosive, massive destruction from what he's done already. We then go back to Yuki, who goes running and is attacked by the Gangler. He runs away as explosives are being thrown at him, but he runs back to the place where he hid the collection piece, and then the Lupinrangers obviously followed him, and the Gangler then shows up as well. They fight off the Gangler while Yuki goes and runs off with the piece to safety, basically, so the Gangler doesn't get it again. But before he goes, Touma gives him some advice, saying that putting that thing on your wrist won't make you any faster. It won't grant the wish of people who don't believe in themselves. So, and Kogure did say something earlier about collection pieces not working under normal means. So even if he does try to use it, it's not going to work. He has to believe in himself in order to get faster, which is his goal. The Lupinrangers then fight off the Portermen, the foot soldiers, while the Patorangers show up and fight Genko, the Gangler. And since he doesn't have his collection piece anymore, Lupin Red just decides to equip the scissors and blade weapons and just destroys all the Portermen and the Gangler then and there. I love those weapons so much. He just flings the boomerang and it just destroys all the Ganglers. It was so cool. Goshu then arrives to revive him, and Good Striker teams up with the Patorangers to make Pato Kaiser. So this is the mech choice we'll have for this episode, finally, because we got Lupin Kaiser twice, which is, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. We get Pato Kaiser in this one. So they equip the biker vehicle to fight the Gangler, and I love the biker vehicle, I really do. So they use that finisher where they wrap him around with the yo-yo, lift him up, and then shoot him a bunch of times. Just a really cool finisher, I love that. Thus, destroying the Gangler. Sorry if I'm kind of speeding through some of these moments here, like the giant Gangler fight, but it's pretty standard at this point. It's still cool to watch though, watching the episode is good. So we then go to Yuki's track meet, the race, and he's wearing the bracelet. They start running. He starts running with all the other runners and everything, but he starts to doubt himself at first. Because they start getting past him as they're running by, and he doubts himself. But then he remembers Touma's words, and then he says to himself, "I'm fast." That's what Touma told him to do, and he believes in himself now. Sorry, I messed that up. And he gets ahead of everyone, which is really cool. And then he passes the finish line. He has won the race, and Haruka is so happy for him, and he's happy that he made her smile. That was the whole point of this, and it's really nice. It's really nice to see that. But Yuki feels guilty about using the bracelet, the chronomorpher thing, and he goes to Touma to give it back to him, telling him he'll try to win on his own next time, which is good. He feels bad about it, but Touma tells him it's a fake. He followed Yuki that night the first time at the hiding place, and he swapped out the real thing for a fake one he made. So, Yuki ended up winning on his own after all, which was Touma's goal. It was Touma's plan all along to basically make Yuki think he was using a collection piece to win the race, basically. But it was with his own speed and his own belief that helped him win. So it was really cool to see that, really inspiring too. And that's the end of the episode. We see the Lupinrangers walk off with the collection piece, and Yuki is inspired again, which is really nice. So, final thoughts for this episode. This was better plot-wise than last week. Last week was a bit funny. I'll admit that. I did laugh quite a bit. It was just a funny episode, but this one was still kind of filler. It's kind of a filler episode, but was still pretty good. It was a bit more serious, had a bit of a better plot to it. I liked it better. And maybe that's because I'm pro Lupinranger and not Patoranger, but I would love to see the Patorangers in a more serious sort of story. So it's really good though. But not to spoil anything, next week's episode is something I have actually theorized would happen between, two Rangers, and it looks good. It is actually something I've thought about, which is kind of obvious. It's an obvious idea that you would think of eventually, but still, anyway, this episode was better. At the very least, it was better. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments, did you like this episode? Did you like it? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of future videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.